couldn't speak his name in Igbeti. Ajaka, the white wizard. Not as a prayer, not with reverence, but in harsh warnings and silence. Ask any child not to wander too far near the hills, and you will hear the old ones mutter, "Remember Ajaka." He wasn't born in Igbeti. He simply appeared one day, like mist rolling off Iyamupu, the great hill that watches the town like a silent god. No one saw his arrival. They only saw the changes that followed. The dying began to recover. The mad started to speak sense. Children who hadn't walked in years took steps without pain, all because of him. Ajaka never asked for payment. He never smiled, never laughed, never cursed. He only whispered. His hair was chalk white, though he couldn't have been more than 40. His skin was a strange grey, like it had seen too many moons and never enough sun. His eyes were too still. He built a small mud hut at the edge of the forest, close to the rocks that bore carvings no one could read. The villagers begged him to live among them. He refused. "The earth must know I have come," he said. That was all. Within a month, people were traveling from other villages to see him. They called him Baba Ajaka, Alanu, Anjonu, a man of mercy, a spirit man. But not everyone was impressed. Elewi, the king of Igbeti, watched from his palace as the crowd's loyalty shifted. His throne felt colder. His praise singers sang softer. His messengers now mentioned the wizard's name more than his. It gnawed at him slowly, day after day, like termites in the wall. Ajaka had not wronged him, but Elewi knew power. And when a man's power grows without chains, even silence becomes threats. He invited Ajaka to the palace. The wizard refused. He sent gifts. Ajaka returned them. Then one night, a hunter ran into the village, blood on his face, eyes wide. He'd seen Ajaka kneeling naked under the moon, sulking to shadows. He'd seen flames rise from the soil without smoke. He'd heard voices coming from the trees, all whispering in tongues no one should speak. The palace swallowed that story like wine. Elewi's fear turned to fury. He called his guards. "Bring me that sorcerer!" He spat. "Let the gods see I protect my throne." He found Ajaka sitting outside his hut, grinding herbs. He did not flinch when they raised their spears. He did not plead. He only looked at the leader of the guards and said, "The ground you walk on has already judged you." They chained him, but the chains turned cold. So cold. One guard dropped dead before reaching the palace. His skin had turned black like burned yam. Still, they threw Ajaka into the king's prison, a pit below the palace, damp, dark, and forgotten by even rats. That night, the town changed. The wind died, not slowed, died. The trees stopped moving. The air refused to shift. Smoke from cooking fires hung in place like frozen spirits. Then came the voices. Children woke screaming. Mothers heard chanting outside their doors. Roosters crowed at midnight and fell dead by dawn. The dogs stopped barking. The goats refused to eat. On the third day, a fog rolled in, dense and pale, wrapping around the houses like old clothes. It never left, not even when the sun rose. Ajaka remained in the pit, not eating, not drinking. Yet he did not die. Elewi panicked. He sent priests to consult Ife. The Babalawo returned shaking. "The earth is mourning," he said. "You have imprisoned its son." "Then kill him," Elewi shouted. "Let him die and take his corpses with him." The priest only looked at him and whispered, "Kill him, and your name will rot from the stones." But Elewi was king, and pride is a louder god than wisdom. At midnight, he ordered the guards to drown Ajaka in the palace well. They lowered him down, chained and silent. They never pulled him back up. By morning, the well had dried. By afternoon, blood bubbled. The blood came up instead of water. The villagers fled in all directions. Some ran to the farms. Some buried their sick in secret. Others packed their sins and refused to speak aloud. But it was too late. The palace roof cracked. Elewi's throne split into half. His first son choked on air and died smiling. His second son bled from his eyes. His wife fell asleep and never woke. The king locked himself in his chamber, screaming, "It was just a wizard!" But Ajaka was no wizard. He was the judgment that works. The silence before thunder. The whisper in the dark that never needed permission. On the seventh night, the ground behind the palace opened, split wide like a wound. And from it rose Ajaka, not wet, not angry, just changed. His eyes were hollow. His staff now glowed with blue fire. And every step he took cracked the ground like lightning. Elewi crawled to the altar, begging the gods to save him. Ajaka did not touch him. He only raised his hand and said, "The throne is not yours. The breath you wasted has been collected." Elewi's body began to wither, his skin sagging, shrinking, coiling like dried leaves. He collapsed into a pile of dust, leaving only his crown behind. Ajaka walked to the edge of the town. The people had gathered, eyes wide, afraid to breathe. He looked at them once and vanished into the fog. They never saw him again. But his heart still remains, untouched, unaged. No bird dares to perch on truth. No tree grows near it. The well behind the palace is sealed with stone. But on cold nights, villagers say you can still hear dripping. No one speaks his name in full. Children call him the man in the mist. Hunters leave offerings by the works. The current king rules with open hands and low voice, because they all remember what the old ones now say. When the white wizard comes, do not bow. Do not kneel. Just get out of his way. If you like this story, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and we hope to see you in our next video.